All right, so I'm going to Lamenuel Scales' house and see if I can ask him about his child support as well as his suspended driver's license. He is currently facing a contempt case in juvenile court on January 5th relating to his failure to pay child support in the amount of approximately $558 per month. Lamenuel Scales, better known as Hilarious Scales, has certainly been put on a pedestal by lots of places and people. Places like Fairfax Credit Union or Jeff Weiler Automotive or Local 12 Television or even the Amelia Christmas Parade where he is supposed to be the Grand Marshal. His supporters love his positivity and his philanthropy to help other people. But behind that facade that is mostly about his own aggrandizement, more clicks, more likes, more prominence as a social media influencer, you find the real Lamenuel Scales, a deadbeat dad who doesn't provide for his own kid. So Lamenuel Scales has two kids out of wedlock, one in Hamilton County, one in Clermont County. I've dug into the one on Clermont County and found that he is a serial, habitual non-payer of child support. In fact, so much so that his driver's license is suspended as a result of it.
I have a record for Lamenuel Scales, and their driver's license is suspended, but it's not an administrative. It is due to child support.
And he has a court hearing for contempt on January 5th of 2026. So I think we're going to have to come to grips, and every person's going to have to come to grips with what kind of role models do we want to have? What kind of people are put up on pedestals? So Mr. Scales has this brand of positivity that to me, you could see through almost instantly has to do with his own aggrandizement. His charity has to do with his own aggrandizement. So we're going to have to come to grips with the facade and the positivity versus the reality of a deadbeat dad who doesn't provide for his own kid. So today, in developing a story about prominent public figure Hilarious Scales, I did it all. I went to Amelia. I went to Jeff Weiler's corporate headquarters. I went to Fairfax's corporate headquarters. I tried to get Sheila Gray from Local 12 on the phone. And I stopped at Mr. Scales' house. I'm standing here in the village formerly known as Amelia, where on December 14th, it's the annual Christmas parade with the Grand Marshal being Lamenuel Hilarious Scales. And the post relating to him being Grand Marshal says, "Thank you for bringing laughter, light, and leadership to our community and leading with joy, humor, and heart." Well, that heart's a little bit limited. It doesn't extend to his kid. He has multiple out-of-wedlock kids, but his kid, at least the one in Clermont County, where he owes more than 6, probably now 7 or 8 months of back child support. He is currently facing a contempt case in juvenile court on January 5th relating to his failure to pay child support in the amount of approximately $558 per month. So he's now 7, 8 months behind on his child support. So I first encountered Mr. Scales in about March of this past year, where he went apeshit at me over me criticizing a report that he had done.
And I want to bring up something, but I don't want to mention this weirdo's name. This older guy, and I don't even like talking about because he's weird. You're not helping feeding the homeless. You're not fucking giving away Christmas gifts. You're not doing nothing for the community. But at the end of the day, stop thinking y'all gonna just have this the way y'all been having it. It's been fucked up out here. It's been bullshit going on. That shit is over with. That shit been over with. You feel me? They got young motherfuckers coming in. We about to take over.
So when I go look, I rarely look at his stuff. When I go look at it, he likes to put a lot of stuff out there. Great guy, great for the community, helping people, whether they want to be helped or not. He does a lot of making light of deadbeat dads for clicks, but he is a deadbeat dad. He talks about raising money for kids, for school supplies, for whatever, but he's not paying for his own kid here in Clermont County. He goes on and on about stepdads making sacrifices. Well, why doesn't he make the sacrifice to pay child support for his kid here in Clermont County? And then he jokes about people having out-of-wedlock kids, but he has two that I know of. One in Clermont County, one in Hamilton County. I know the one in Clermont County is not getting their child support. I don't know what's going on with the one in Hamilton County. It's been much more difficult to get the records. Everything he does that is supposedly charitable seems to really be about his own self-promotion. I've asked him to talk about the issues. I've asked him to debate the issues, and he won't do it. He runs away scared every time. He talks about getting involved, owning the community, moving society forward, yet he's not even registered to vote. He'll gladly use his kids for clickbait while not paying child support. Let's see an example. He'll run out in the street decrying a kid supposedly asking him for $40 while failing to mention that he's not paying his child support. Let's see an example.
These kids got me fucked up. They acting like they don't know the value of a dollar. They be saying shit like, can I get $40 for Roblox? Are you crazy? $40 for a video game? I ain't have $40 until I was an adult.
And most bizarre, he will also post things questioning whether a father has a responsibility to provide food for his own kids. Let's see an example.
Y'all, there has been a conversation going around on the internet, and a father came out and said, say if me and my child's mother broke up, she has her own house and her own responsibilities, and I have my own house and own responsibilities. Is it my responsibility as the father to make sure there's food in her house? Yes or no? And then the second part is, if I was to say no, would I be a piece of shit?
So now let's enter the people who do no vetting on people like Mr. Scales. Yes, I'm talking to you, Jeff Weiler. So I came here to Jeff Weiler's headquarters and tried to get a comment on that you have somebody who's a spokesman for you in videos driving your cars that has a suspended license.
Oh shit. Fuck. I just hit a fucking deer.
And is 7 months behind at least on their child support. And is that cool with Jeff Weiler? So I did not get any comment, but the lady in there was very nice at the reception desk, and hopefully somebody will get back to me. Okay, well, the issue that I'm trying to get comments on is you guys are using Lamenuel Hilarious Scales as a spokesman, and he's driving on a suspended license, and he is 7 months behind on child support payments. So it's an issue of great public importance whether Jeff Weiler supports this kind of behavior. So he's shown driving around in Jeff Weiler cars when he's on a suspended license. So that's what I'm asking about. Okay. So is there somebody here that could comment on that?
What's the name again? I'm sorry.
Lamenuel Scale. He goes by Hilarious Scales online. But I'm sure it's not within the corporate image of Jeff Weiler that they want people with suspended licenses to be their spokesman. Yes, I'm talking to you, Fairfax Credit Union. So I'm here at Fairfax Credit Union. I'm trying to get a comment here on their point of view on Lamenuel Scales being a deadbeat dad and not having a license and using him in their promotional campaigns for holiday giving. They're using him in a campaign about holiday giving when he's not paying for his kid.
I'm not going to comment publicly on Mr. Scales because I don't know anything about his situation. So I don't think that's fair for me to comment one way or the other on.
Well, did you vet him before you?
Again, I'm not going to comment at all.
Did you check? You didn't check whether he?
Again, just not going to comment on this. One, I'm more than happy to provide a written statement at some point if that's.
Okay, well, you got my card there. I'd like a written statement. And let's talk about a media in Cincinnati that will just lap up this crap.
But we just want to help families that are really in need for Thanksgiving. We're going to figure it out by the 1st. We're going to have everything done. We got the GoFundMe up. We have a lot of emails, a lot of bakeries, a lot of businesses that are trying to help and contribute as well.
That's great.
It's been a blessing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, you know what I mean?
Well, you're so funny, and I have had people from other parts of the country text me, have you seen this story
Come on now.
that Hood News did?
And not do any vetting whatsoever on things like, does he even have a legitimate nonprofit? Will he account for the dollars that he raises? And is he a responsible citizen as the media is promoting him?
This is Sheila Gray. Thank you for calling Local 12.
Hi, Miss Gray. My name is Chris Hicks, and I'm a reporter with the Watchdog Wire. And I'd like to get comment from you on Lamenuel Scales. So helping other people and raising money for other people is noble. But I remember somebody who told me once that that which is done in private for creating independence of a person is a noble form of charity. And that is done in public for aggrandizing yourself is the worst form of charity. And almost everything I've ever seen this guy do is really about aggrandizing himself. All right, so I'm going to Lamenuel Scales' house and see if I can ask him about his child support as well as his suspended driver's license. Suspended driver's license.
A few moments later.
There's somebody in there. I could hear somebody.
A few moments later.
All right, so I don't guess they're going to answer the door, so I'm going to leave a hang bag here on the doorknob. So,
a few moments later.
How you doing?
You at 7, I guess?
I was, yeah.
I guess he called and just wants you to stay off his property. I don't know if you were on it.
Yeah, I was. I rang the doorbell.
Okay.
You know, that's where Hilarious Scales lives, and he doesn't. I'm trying to get him to comment on his failure to pay child support.
Okay.
And his driving with a suspended license. You need to know his license is suspended for failure to pay child support.
Okay.
But he's driving around and doing Jeff Wyler commercials. It's a matter of great public interest.
Okay.
So if he trespassed me, that's fine. Now trespassed.
Right. Now,
okay, I understand how that works. So I think it's more than past time for Mr. Scales to man up. Do an interview with me, Mr. Scales. Let's talk about your shtick, whether you have a legitimate nonprofit, how you account for the money that you collect from people, and what you're going to do about becoming a more responsible parent and paying your damn child support.